Hello my lovelies, Susie back with you today to continue on our journey of making this lovely folio journal, hybrid folio journal. We've already decorated some of it in part 1 and in part 2, so today we're going to do part 3 and we're going to be decorating our inside middle page. We did the wallet and the side tuck and the vellum pocket in part 2, or part 1 and part 2. Part 2 we did our waterfall, which I've decided on decorating with this lovely I would call it wallpaper. It can be used in so many ways. It can be cut and used as borders, but to me it looks like an old-fashioned wallpaper and it's beautiful, so I decided to go with that for the waterfall. So we're doing the inside middle page and we're going to be doing the inside back page. So I've decided, because our signature is going here, this had to be relatively flat to give the signature room to grow and add all the ephemera that we needed. So I've decided to go with 2 staggered pockets, one taller one and one smaller one. And for the purposes of making this video a little bit shorter, I've already gone and I've measured it and I've added the tape. This one I have cut the angle that I need, and this one I'm going to show you how I do it, cut the angle and add the papers. So we've come in, it's a 6.5 by 6 5/8, so that it fits lovely into the middle page. I've come in 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches for my angle, and up from the score line I've come up 3 inches and made a little mark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my ruler and my pencil just to make a mark along there, not leaving anything to chance, and I'll bring my cutter in and we shall proceed to cut from angle to angle. It's to come out just a little bit, and so does that. So long as you're lining these two dots up and the line, I just need to come a little bit more there. That's fine. Oops, pop that back, get rid of that. Come in with my eraser, take off the excess pencil marks, and once that's folded and adhered, it will fit in perfectly like so, and then we will bring our second piece in and we will marry them up and we'll have the staggered 2 pockets. So before I add it, I want to decorate it, because I've decided to use the beautiful bird cage and the bird and the beautiful butterflies, and I've printed these out 2 to a page, so that when it comes to decorating I have enough of the same image left to decorate the bottom. You see what I mean? Well, I know what I mean. I'm hoping you do as well. Now the way that I do this is slightly different from measuring and plotting and planning. I just simply fold in my score lines and take the pocket and angle it up properly, corner to bottom, she says, making sure that these are in. And I take my pencil and all I'm doing is I'm coming up from the score line here and using my pencil to come up, make a mark, and then follow through with doing the angle. And just lift this slightly, and no, we won't do it that way. We'll just do it the way I normally do it. I'm not going to get fancy or fussy. So all I'm doing is I'm coming in and I'm cutting along the line and down to here, and I'm coming back in, I'm folding the bottom line up, angling that with that, and I'm just drawing a line across the bottom, and that's where I'm going to cut that. Pop that to the side, bring our pocket back in, line this up. Now what I do want to do is I want to have a white border going all the way around. So because I've cut the paper perfectly to fit the pocket, I need to now trim slightly. So I'm going to trim from the bottom. I'm going to trim that off slightly, and it shouldn't need much, maybe 2/8 of an inch. And this is where I'm winging it. Pop that there just now because I'm going to need it in a few seconds. So if I take that there, it gives me a small white border. I've got a small white border here, and I just need to take a sliver off the end. And that should give me a perfect white border all the way around, and it does. Yes, it does. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in, I'm going to ink the edges with my, what am I using? Ground espresso. And just do the edges so that I get a definition of this beautiful, beautiful paper with the bird cage. And that's going to be perfect. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to mitre the corners. So I'm coming in just where the cross meets, and I'm going to just mitre that. I put this on. Make sure that I'm not crossing over. Oops. Nope, that's perfect. So I'm just going to bring in my bone folder, burnish those score lines down perfectly. And then we can add this one on to the centre like so, but not until, haha, she says, not until I've married up our papers with that one. I'm going to put the paper down, move this out the way, get my glue gun or my glue press, not a gun, just going along the edges. So it's a nice sunny day here today. It was raining buckets yesterday. It didn't stop all day long. It was grey, it was overcast, but today it's lovely and it's not summery, but it's spring-like. It's warm but not hot. So let's pop this down. And we managed to get out this morning and get the grass cut in the garden, because all that rain just made it sprout. I'll bring in my glue spreader. Make sure there's no excess glue seeping out. That's a beautiful image, really is. Love it, love it, love it. So now we've got that down, what we can do is bring in our second piece, and that is going to marry up beautifully there. So what we need to do now is try and marry up. I'll just take this off. Marry up the butterfly at the top here. This is where it gets a wee bit tricky. So I'm coming in and I'm going to try and, it's not going to work, I don't think, because this should be a portrait. I've made it too small. I'm not really worried too much because the butterflies will still marry up, so hey ho. I'm just going to do exactly what I did earlier, and I'm going to take it from the corner. I'm going to use my pencil to come up and draw my lines. Get my scissors. It's a wee bit faint, but hey ho, here goes nothing. Oh, because of all these lovely lilacs. Oh, there we go. I think I've got it. And if we pop that there, hopefully, it's not too bad, but it's not quite, but I'm quite happy with that. It marries up. The flower catches the flower, the butterfly wings catch the butterfly, so I'm quite happy with that. Let's use our distress tool just to define those edges. What we want to do now is we want to make sure that we've got a small white border again. So I should have done that before I inked up, but hey ho, it doesn't matter. Turn that round. I'm going to pencil here. I'm going to take that off. And I'm going to take a sliver and I'm going to bring in my cutter. I'll just take a sliver off the edge. Let's see if that marries up. And we need to take hang on, there. It's fine there. We need to take a sliver off the bottom, turn over. Oh, it's not much, so let's bring it again. And we will need to re-ink. Hoping I don't have to bring you back out. I haven't quite got the bottom right. Do I need to go back in again? I know it seems such a kerfuffle for a very small piece, but I can't help myself. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. And that is perfect. So we'll just go in and ink up again. Bring in our glue press. I think my little glue applicator needs refilling or replenishing. And I use Nouveau Deluxe from Tonic. I love their glue. It's very similar, if not better, than the art glitter glue. And it's not as expensive as the art glitter glue, so that's what I use anyway. And it seems to glue everything. Lace, ribbon, chipboard. There we go. That's slightly at an angle. Oh, you know something? I'm not worried. I'm not worried. It's going to be lovely when it's all done. So let's add that one there, and we can see now that's perfect. As perfect as I can get it anyway. So pop the cutter away. Bring in our journal or folio or whatever you'd like to call it, and we're going to add our pocket on. And I'm just going to get my pocket tool and take off the tape. There we go, and I'm going to add, to give me some wiggle room, I'm going to add some glue. And I'm going to start with the bottom. Turn that under, come down and marry that up as best I can. Oops. Take it down, bring this over, up we come. Like so. I mean, one pocket would be lovely, but I've done the second pocket, so I am adding it. And the same thing again. I shall take off. Take the tape off. Bring in our glue press. This is us adding our wiggle room. Here we go. And the same thing, I'm going to come in with the bottom first. And bend that over, As we come. And of course these are true pockets, so you'll get quite a lot inside. And we have got some things already made. Whoops. So what could we put in? There's a couple of little bits in here. I won't put that one in. There's a key. There's that one. We have a tag, and we have a postcard that I made, well, pretend postcard. It's on the back of an index card, and that can pop in there. And we have some of the lovely large tags. Of course, these ones were printed 2 to a page. They're exactly the same image, but the original size 2 to a page. So pop that in there, and we shall pop that in there. Oops. And that one in there. And I will come back and add some lilac vintage seam binding to it. These are for our signature, and I showed you how to make them in one of the videos. So we'll pop them to the side at the moment. So that's the middle page done. Our signature, as I said, I've already aligned it up so that I know where it's going. And this is going to be our signature once it's sewn in. I won't show you that part. That everyone has seen how to sew a signature in, I'm quite sure. If not, you pop along to Amanda's YouTube page. She has tons of beautiful tutorials for you, and I'm sure this is similar to one that I did with her many years ago, and I've just tweaked it slightly, but the concept is Amanda's, not mine. Just to make you aware, I didn't create this. This was one of Amanda's, and I've just tweaked it slightly by adding different bits and bobs to it. Okay, so we're going on now to this page, and I've already prepped it. We're going to have 2 pockets with some tuck spots, and the pockets, as I said, I've measured this 7.5, and my pockets are without the 4.5 by 4 3/4, and I've scored them on 3 sides. So one pocket will go there, exactly the same, and the other pocket will go there. I measured it and I created the pocket so that they fit snugly. So what we're going to do again is we're going to miter them. Like so. Make sure that they're not overlapping, and they're not. And we'll do the same here. Now, I haven't actually chosen the paper. I've printed out quite a few papers, but I haven't chosen the papers that these are going to be decorated with. So I think we'll add the pockets. One is going there, and the other one is going there. I don't want them touching each other. Just my preference. You could have them, but I'm going to have them with just a slight border around the lilac paper. So let's get rid of that. Burnish these. Righty-ho. These can go down. We could put a notch in here, but I'm not going to. So if I say about 1/8 of an inch, maybe 2/8. If I do 1/8 of an inch top and bottom, then the centre should marry up nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this out completely, turn it round so that I've got a flat surface. Take off our tape. Let's go with some glue. Now I may have to stand up for this so that I can make sure I'm going to get it exactly where I want it. That's about right. You know something? I think I want them coming opposite ends. So one tuck spot there and one tuck spot there. I quite like that. So we'll go with that. Take this off. Oops, I'm getting stuck here. That's how good this Sukwang tape is. It's just so sticky. Just a bit of glue. Let's find that, so it's about 1/8 again. Perfect. So we need to find paper to decorate this with, and we have, what have I got? I have this, which is very pretty. I also have this, which I like very much. Oh, I like that. We could have both the edges there. Yep, I think I might go with that. But we do also have this paper. No. And we have, no, I think I'm going to go with this one. And then, because what I'm going to do is, once these are decorated, I have 2 little cards here. I'm going to put one there. So we have a tuck spot there and a tuck spot there. And one there. Tuck spot, tuck spot. Yeah? Okay. We'll see. My desk is getting a bit of a mess, but hey ho, never mind. Bring my cutter back in. This is where I need to take off the white border, because I didn't print. I forgot to print it borderless, so my bad, but that doesn't matter. The edges are easily taken off. There we go. Now what we need to do now, we need to measure them, don't we? Get rid of this excess paper. Make my desk a bit tidier. Now there's a question. Do you tidy your desk every night before leaving your craft room? Or do you leave it the way it is and messy? Especially if you've got an ongoing, if I've got an ongoing project, I do like to tidy up slightly, but my materials are left on my desk in a tidy manner. If I finished a project, then the whole thing gets a good clean, and everything gets put in the bin that I've used, that I've got left over. I don't keep anything. So we have 4 1/4 by 3 and just under 3.5. So we want a border, don't we? So let's go there and there. Bring our cutter back in, find our mark. Oops. That way, and find our other mark, and we'll come in that way. Oops, perfect. We just need to ink up the edges. I'm just going to use glue this time. I'm not going to use tape, because this has been printed out on 120 at GSM. Lovely. And we'll do the same with the other one. There's that little white edge there. I don't want that. And we are going to go with our pencil, if I can find it. Here we are. There and there. And we come and our mark. The excess paper that I've cut off can be used for tags. I'll find some use for them, that's for sure. Pop that over there. Just more inking. Put that there. Bring in our glue. There we go. Perfect. And let's see. So we have a tuck spot there, a tuck spot there, And do we want to go with, oops, that there. Now we could have used half of that paper on here, or we could go back and marry up and use that paper on this, which seems like a good idea. Shall we do that? Yep, why not? So where are we? Let's see. I want to keep another small border. And pencil, pencil, pencil. Where is it? Where did I put it? Here it is. No, it's not. Aha! Where did I put my pencil? Oh, I found it. Found it. Right, let's marry this up. And we'll go there and there. Get our cutter again. Take you off and take you off. Let's ink again. I don't know how long my video is. I probably went way over. I was trying to keep it round about the 30 minutes, but I think I'm beyond that. But as they say, it is what it is, and it takes as long as it takes, I suppose. That will go on like so. I think I want to put a notch in that. Where's my little... Here we go. I found you. We are 3.5 inches, so it's 1 3/4, which is there. Let's have a look. I don't want a big notch, just a small one. Oops. Pop that there. That's perfect. I suppose I better do the rest of the inking. Well, I wasn't going to bother with the white, but because this is an extension, it does make it jump out just a little bit more. So just our 3 sides this time. Grab our bond folder. And we'll go with the other one, which is here. I'll put that one this side. I just want to make sure that's it. There's our other piece. I think that's going to be too small. Yep, so we'll go with this one. I've got a wee line there. Let's try and smooth that out. bring in our cutter. And find our mark, which is there. Oops. Pick her up. I think I've got a little bit of hay fever. I cut in the grass this morning, and because my flowers are all in bloom at the moment, so there's lots of pollen around. I'm actually feeling it now. So, a little bit heady, but there we go, glued up. Let's pop that there. Oops. And again, we'll just ink round the edges and make a little there. Oops. Make sure that's, yep, that's fine. Again, just a light bead of glue. It's not going to be holding an awful lot, just maybe a small tag or piece of ephemera. There we go. That was just made for it, wasn't it? So that's our inside back pocket done. Oops. And it's coming together beautifully. Oops, it's catching there, but that's all right. So that's that. That's that, and then it folds up like so. When I come back next time, it will be for the reveal and decorating our front cover, which I haven't decided on an image for yet, but I will. Anyway, thank you very much once again for coming to visit with me. I really do appreciate you taking your time out of your day, even if it's staggered, or if you're doing it over 2 days or 3 days, it doesn't matter. I'm just so appreciative of you being here. So I want to thank you, and I really do mean that from the bottom of my heart, for supporting me and sending me lovely, encouraging messages. But if you have got constructive criticism, by all means, jot it down on the comments, and please press the like button. It does help. Thank you very much. Bye-bye for now.